Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of La Cantina del Diez. I'm Marcelino, and you know who I'm joined by, my boy Oscar. Welcome back to another episode. We're really excited to chat with you. Today, we're going to put a major emphasis on just Mexico, nuestro México lindo y querido.
The one and only.
As they just recently got the pass into the Olympics officially with the under 20s. This week, they won 2-0 against the United States. Big feat, and actually something that's been, kind of brewing for a while here. But before we get into that, into those details, we got a couple shout outs here for our boy Oscar.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to the Big Mike Academy. Our friends group just won the championship over in San Carlos. Shout out to Highlands Park, the Big Mike Academy, a bunch of 30-year-olds. We'll say 30, but closer to mid-30s. Beat a bunch of 20-year-olds. The dads had to show the kids how it's done.
Colmillo.
Absolutely. You can't teach, an old dog tricks. You can't teach a young guy how to beat an old guy either.
What do they say? I've taught you, but I haven't taught you like all of my tricks.
Yeah.
That's not how the saying goes. I butchered
Something
it.
like that.
Something
Close
around
enough. No, but shout out to the squad. Donnie, Octavio, Rosendo, Mando, Marcos, Big Mike, the owner of the squad. Jaime, El Chavagol, Angelo, Gustavo, George, Vito, and you can't forget about La Ruca. Holds it down whatever position you put him in.
Congratulations, boys. Well done. Well played.
You guys don't know, but this team might be sponsored by Tiger Bomb soon. I think we're the ones keeping Tiger Bomb in business. We probably go through 2 to 3 little jars every season.
Oscar, for people that don't know, for our youngins, what is Tiger Bomb?
Tiger Bomb's going to be your best friend when you have your 30th birthday. It's kind of like Icy Hot, but, on steroids. It gets some muscles loose, gets them feeling good. And, because of that, we're going to try to open a beer today with the cleat. I think I could do it. This might be the hardest one so far, but shout out Nike. Sponsor me for some new cleats. These are ripping. Hold on. That was a practice one. Oh, no. I think I might have met my match.
Here we go.
Oh, man. Now I'm nervous. Might have to cut this.
Stress. Cut it out.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Almost. 1, 2, 3.
This might take the whole podcast. We'll have just one podcast episode.
This is why we should have practiced beforehand. There we go. Hey, the third time was a charm.
Cheers to that, and cheers to the Big Mike Academy.
We're gonna edit
yeah, just so it seems like it's on the first one. Do we send some other congratulations, or we save that for later until we get some confirmation? We have to.
Congratulations to the newest member of an exclusive family group. Not everyone has joined it, but eventually everyone's going to join it.
Eventually.
Shout out to Donnie. Donnie looks like he's going to be the newest member of the Presnies.
If you haven't been keeping up, this is your first episode, you might have to go a couple episodes back to really get what's happening. But there's
a warning.
There's family lore that goes with this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Railroad City didn't take this one. It looks like
Carlo, my hometown. Dang.
But shout out Donnie. He stayed in the field. He's a warrior. He's a Perez, Stayed in the whole game. Said his knee was swollen, so we'll see,
Yeah.
We're not doctors, pending MRI, but hopefully he didn't join. But if he did, congrats. Let's join.
Condolences to your ligaments, but congratulations on joining an exclusive club. We'll pour.
This is for Don.
I'll pour some out for the ligament.
One Chila out of here. That's what we do. I did. My patella tendon.
Oh man. So we're going to get into it, Oscar. We're talking about basically the road to 2030 here. I'm going to get into a little bit about that U20 squad that ended up winning the Concacaf championship. I'm going to talk a little bit about Rafa Marquez and then some of the friendly games that are on and after that as well. So to start, Mexico just dominated in this Concacaf tournament. Did you get a chance to watch the game?
I watched here and there. The team looked good. A lot of young prospects.
Yeah.
Hopefully can make that 2030 World Cup, and hopefully they get playing time with their team. Hopefully some of them make their jump to Europe.
Yes.
That's what we want, and we'll see what the base looks like for the Olympics coming up. What is it,
28? 2028.
Sorry, 2028. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the importance of this tournament, one, qualifying for the Olympics, two, qualifying for the 2027 Under 20 World Cup. So a lot of implications because of that. And so it was really awesome to see that continued dominance when it comes to Concacaf over the last couple of years. They've actually swept. I was looking this up. They've actually swept all the CONCACAF tournaments, starting from the senior league all the way down to the youth stage. So they got Gold Cup 2025 for the senior, Nations League 2025, CONCACAF champions for the senior team. Then you got for the youth under 20s, under 17 champions, and under 15 champions. So it's really awesome to see the state of like the young teams for Mexico. And like you said, hopefully they can be the base for that eventual 2030 World Cup.
Yes, they don't call him the El Gigante de Concacaf for a reason.
Yeah.
I know there's been talk that, maybe USA is catching up or caught up, maybe Canada, but at the end of the day, when it matters, Mexico shows who dominates.
Yeah, absolutely. And so hopefully that'll continue. But now it's going to be really up to Rafa Marquez's tenure and being able to bring that up. And although he will be coaching most likely most of the senior teams, he does have a big say in how the developmental teams happen as well. So it's really important to see that continue, that consistency from these U15s under all the way up to the senior team. What's really special too about them qualifying and going to the World Cup, the Olympics. The Olympics is obviously the cultural drama and experience of joining an Olympics is incredibly important. And also it's a little bit different than a regular World Cup. You have, instead of your full senior team, it's a team of under 23. So it's more like a developmental league as well. And you're allowed to have 3 players as well that are over 23 joining the squad too. Oscar, thinking now about 2028, who would be 3 players from the senior team that you would include in this under 23 squad?
I think the 3 players that have to go, and let's remember, the Olympics is going to be in LA.
Mhm.
Mexico is going to be, them in the US. I think Mexico is going to have a bigger crowd for their game.
Yeah.
But the 3 players that absolutely have to go for Mexico is Tala. We saw Navarrete got injured.
Yes.
So I think you to take Lira, especially if he makes a jump to Europe. And you got to go with my boy, San Julian Quiñones.
San Julian.
Made us believe this World Cup. Let's have him bring another Olympic gold medal back to Tenochtitlan. You know?
The medal and sacrifice it to the gods. I would take, for me, when I was thinking about it, and we were talking about this question ahead of time, we said, for me, I'm like, okay, where are some staples and some, I guess, quality that you'd need at every level? Yeah. So I said, for me, I really want Johan Vasquez there, commanding the back. I would also take Eric Lira as well. And then I would also take, on the right instead of the left, Piojo Alvarado, who had a really great World Cup and really showed his quality. And I think he could bring that touch of quality as well to this mostly under 23 team. Do you remember what year did they win the Olympics? 2012. And that was, again, it doesn't have the prestige that the World Cup does, but still an incredible, absolutely.
I think for me, the reason why I went with Julian, I think it would be a very potent and very explosive front 3.
Yeah.
With Sandoval,
Gamberos. True. That.
Think about the counterattack. Think about them connecting, and just having those guys from Chivas feeding Quiñones. I think Quiñones would have a feast there.
A lot of fluidity and opportunities when it comes to those guys because they. Exactly. So I really like that. I think you couldn't go wrong with that. But it'll be interesting to see. Do you think Rafa's going to be coaching that team, though?
I would want him to, just to have him, the more tournament styles you can get before the World Cup, the better. But, if you listen to the federation, they said that the tournament coach is going to continue with the team.
Yeah.
So I don't think so, but I would want him to I want him to have his hands on everything that has to do with Mexico. I want him to have a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to kind of follow the map that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully take us to glory in 2030.
I would absolutely love to see it. And I agree with you. I don't think he'll be a part of the coaching squad, but I'm hoping he'll have his hand in parts of it and have his influence on everything that they do. I am very intrigued as to his tenure with Mexico. There was already a little bit of drama with after like the World Cup and that handing off and some people not being so happy about it. And I'm wondering, yeah, you think so? I'm wondering though, there's just so much coaching turnover when it comes to like the Mexican Federation. I I don't I hope it doesn't happen, but do you think he'll make it all 4 years to 2030?
I think he will. I think if he wants to be there, he'll be there. Rafa Marquez is a player that when he was on the national team, he didn't let, you know, the people behind the scene kind of bully him around.
Yeah.
He has character, he has personality, so I don't think he's going to get bullied around. I also, if you listen to the right people, his contract is basically, bulletproof where you're going to get rid of him, you're going to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mexico wants to be in a position to fire one of your historic players.
True.
He's finally, the coach. And then on top of that, it's the first time that I can remember where they actually have a process, from before his tenure even starts where it's all coming together.
Agreed.
So I don't think you want to mess with that. There's a lot of good vibes going around in Mexico. So I 1000% think he's going to be.
Let's say hypothetically, right? We're going to have several other domestic large tournaments that U.S. just recently signed Mauricio Pochettino again till 2030. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of pressure, but let's say Mexico doesn't win the Gold Cup upcoming or the Concacaf Nations Cup, and he's not getting those results that we usually see. Do you still think that he'll have that leeway?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you want to win everything. I think he has to at least be in the final.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I think about the game is you're allowed to lose, but you have to, it's how you lost. If they lost and they have no style of play, if they lost and they kind of just, got walked over, then, we're going to just put that in the back of our mind and just remember it for the next game.
Agreed.
But if you lost and, let's say they lose to US and PKs in the final, we're going to be upset. But you can lose them.
Yeah.
I think the style matters. For these upcoming friendlies, I just wanted to kind of define his play style and have the team understand how he wants to play and have it translate onto the field.
Yes.
Don't want it to be like, we're going to talk during the, on the podium and, we're going to make it be beautiful and it doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
Let's have it translate. Let's have the players understand the role and what is expected of them. And if he does that, I think they're going to be off to a great start because a lot of those players from the World Cup, they're young enough to where most of them are going to make it to the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Barring Ochoa that retired and I don't know, to make people fight. Other than that, the whole team has a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, again, I always have those worries because I'd seen guys like Jaime Lozano was one that they had promised him to go longer. And he had come back after a tumultuous, couple of years and got them a Gold Cup. And that was really important to them. And then immediately got fired. But I think I would. So I'm hoping Rafa will have that because, again, just seeing him during the World Cup, actually, you could really see it seemed like he was doing quite a bit of coaching. I thought that was a great onboarding for him to be a part of Vasco's coaching committee and really having a big say on it and him kind of taking him under his wing. Really, I think for the media as well, El Vasco is a character, but he can deflect and he can shield him. Yeah.
Is we know the Mexican media love drama.
Mm-hmm.
His first day, he ignored a reporter at the airport.
Yep.
After he already gave a press conference, they made this huge thing like, let's criticize him for what he does on the field.
Agreed.
Here's what he does off the field. Almost perfect. But I think Rafa's the right guy. He's not going to play. Rafa had the chance to stay in Barcelona and probably, get a team over there. I don't think Mexico is going to make the mistake of firing him early because it's going to come with a huge back.
Absolutely.
There's a huge difference between Jaime Lozano and Rafa. No disrespect to Jimmy, but both of them, up and coming coaches. Yeah. Jimmy didn't really do anything in the teams that he's coached in Liga MX.
Mm-hmm.
Has a small little resume as a head coach. He was a coach at Barca B. And a lot of those players have transitioned into
Stars.
future stars with Barcelona.
Yeah.
So did he have a role there, or were those players going to be there regardless of the coach? We'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't take it away from him. A lot of those players have gave credit to Rafa for giving them confidence to become the player that they have. And hopefully, I think it plays a big role when the players that you grew up watching coach you. It gives you that extra boost of confidence to say, well, if he did it, I could do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for those that don't know who Rafa Marquez is or don't know about his history, one of the few players to play on Barcelona, win a Champions League with them. He played all over Europe as well. Mexico legend overall, captain.
And he's probably one of the most underrated center backs in the last 30 years.
I could, and I think he was. No, I agree with that. Just because when you look at the style of play, when he made it to Barcelona, the center back position was a very different role.
Yeah.
Now you see very technical players that can ping that ball 40 yards and on a dime.
Yeah.
Back then, that wasn't the case. Your role was short pass, get it to your center mids or to your right back, and they'll play it up top. And you're exactly you're gonna crack somebody in the back, but you're not as finesse. Shout out to our boy Donnie.
Oh, but you're right. Marquez was clinical with outside of the center back position. Just hit a 50, 60 long ball to, the left winger to his foot on a glove, on a pillow.
Yeah.
So I think for sure he was one of those center backs that kind of help change the game into where the center back position.
Yeah. Mind you, too, for all you Ronaldinho fans, he was taking free kicks over Ronaldinho. So that just says, and scoring them. You can,
to let you take it,
There was somebody on a comment recently, and I don't remember his name. I was going back and forth with. I had time that day, but he tried to make an argument. He said, "Look at this guy's highlight reel, then you know he's good." I'm like, you can't base an argument just on a highlight reel. But in this situation, go look at Rafa's highlight reel just so that you can see the quality in him if you haven't had the opportunity, because he really was awesome to watch. You mentioned earlier they've got several friendly games happening around the corner. I'm going to be really interested to see who he ends up taking in terms of his squad. I've heard mixed messages. Some people are like, take all the young guys, forget all the old guys, the old guard, which I actually don't think you can do, because I look at the reference of the US who did that, and they did that too soon, where they didn't have that transition and they let these young guys, they didn't qualify for a World Cup. But what are you expecting for these couple friendlies? Before you say, I'm just going to share with the people what these friendlies are. You've got September 26th versus Colombia in Maryland, September 29th versus Peru in Jersey, October 3rd versus the U.S. in Glendale, a home game basically for Mexico, and then versus Chile in L.A.
Might have to make it up to the game.
That actually would be. Shout out to I'm going to give a little shout out to my boy Mario. He watches this. A homie from the pickleball community. We're having the crossover right now, but he watches the pod, big football fan as well, and then Chilean as well. So I might have to see you there, Mario.
Get your shout out before we start charging, because
exactly. You're gonna find us on Cameo.
Give me a shout out. Vito.
Vito's Peruvian.
Can step up with the big boys. We'll see. I don't think so.
Oscar, for these, what are your expectations for the game? Starting off with Colombia, let's do like a score prediction. First, September 26th versus Colombia. What are you thinking?
I mean, it's always hard to guess friendlies because you don't know if they're going to show up with the intensity, players.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Colombia takes, the starting 11, Mexico takes the starting 11. I can see a 2-2 or a 3-2 Colombia, just because of the cohesion and, a lot of veteran players. I think you're right. I think I want to see Mexico take a good mix of young players. Maybe some of those Olympic guys that, played in the Concacaf final the other day with a lot of veterans. Let's see if that kind of cohesion can become something in these friendlies.
Yeah. Yeah. For all of you that don't know, I'm also part Colombian, so it's a win-win for me. Well, I'm a quarter. You guys will count it. But just watching Colombia as well, I'm going to be very interested because they also have a couple guys that are a little bit older. I'm sure they're going to start to do, yeah, new goalie. And James as well. I mean, he might get a call up for this, but they're going to start the changing of the guard as well. So I'll be interested to see who they end up calling up. But again, like Oscar said, if they do take their full squad, the World Cup squad, and they play against Mexico, I would also say I think a 2-1 Colombia potentially or a tie. 1-1 is what I'm thinking, which I think are both great results. Colombia's a great squad as well, and it'll be a really good test playing against some of these Conmebol teams as sort of Rafa's first couple tests in his tenure.
If Mexico's going to schedule friendlies in the U.S., have it be during the Fecha FIFAs. For those that don't know, Fecha FIFA is when club soccer stops and everyone goes to play with their home countries. That's when you get the best matchups against national teams. So let's have them be against quality teams. Get some Europeans, get some South Americans, some Africans, some strong Asian teams. Let's stop doing the, as El Tuca used to like to say, the partidos moleros. More, Guatemala or, Panama. Like, no offense to the countries, but let's go against the top countries and let's see where we are.
Yeah. It's really important to see that bar because the ultimate goal is 2030 in 4 years to win. Obviously, you're not going in just to do a good participation trophy. Nobody gets that. You're going to win. Yeah. All right, for your bet against Vito, September 29th versus Peru. What do you think?
Give me 3-1. Give me 2-0. Mexico wins at least by 2 goals. They're gonna find out who San Julian Quinones is. I don't think it's close. Mexico, easy walk in the park.
Vito, you heard it. You better get ready.
Give me my money when they win.
I'm going 2-0 Mexico as well. They didn't qualify for the World Cup, so I haven't seen as much from Peru. And at this point in time, unfortunately, so we've got the U.S. October 3rd, which is going to be an interesting one. I feel like they haven't played in forever, so I'm going to be intrigued to see who Poch takes. I think that'll be a big highlight point. Anytime Mexico and the U.S. plays, it's a big asterisk for both teams, obviously, for the rivalry, but also for the coaches and putting in a good performance.
You always want to beat them.
Yes.
I think Mexico against the U.S., I think it's going to be gritty. I can see a 2-1 win Mexico. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to, relinquish the dominance against the U.S. They've been dominating in the last couple games they played. I think it's 2-1. I think it's close, but ultimately, I think the Mexican players just have more quality than the U.S.
I am going to say 1-0 Mexico, and I think that's going to be actually a really great one to watch just because of the style of play that's been sort of evolving for both teams. Mexico used to always play super, super possession-based, many times possession without actually any penetration or scoring. And for the U.S. against Mexico specifically was very defensive, playing on the counterattack. But what you saw from the World Cup from the U.S. was a very different style where they were pressing really high, trying to win the ball back and playing very athletically, as I described, with balls over the top, skipping the first player to get to the forward or to their winger. And Mexico played very defensively. So that I think is going to be a very interesting, I think it's good, like you said, gritty, hard fought, but I think it's going to end up coming down to a set piece Mexico 1-0 win. And then we've got Los Chilenos. That's a tough one because we don't have great history with Chile.
Yeah, but I think the Chilean golden generation, they're either out the door or close to being out the door.
Sure.
A lot of those players, there's a reason that these qualified.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mexico wins 2-0. Again, I don't think Chile has the quality to manage Mexico. It's a game of soccer and anything can happen.
Sure.
I think Mexico easily.
I'm going a tie just because I know how defensively that team can play. And I was watching them. Oh, who do they play against? Portugal. One of their last friendlies before the World Cup for Portugal, and how tight that game was, and how, again, just we talk about Conmebol soccer all the time and how hard fought it is. So I'm going with a 1-1 tie for the game.
You see it. I just think Mexico's going to take the game seriously.
Yeah.
I think Rafa's going to want no questions being raised with him.
Yeah, you got to start off hot or start off well.
So I think he's going to come off guns blazing, and Mexico's going to show that they can dominate even South American teams.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a lot of pushback. What would Mexico do if they were in Conmebol?
Mm-hmm.
What would this or what would that? I think Mexico shows up against the teams that they need to show.
I've seen that time and time again.
They play up to their competition.
There's been a big debate, and there was something seen according to several different sources about Infantino potentially offering to Mexico, if they back him, to have them join Conmebol. Is it Conmebol or Conmebol?
Conmebol.
Sorry, I've been saying it wrong. Conmebol. Do you think that would be a good idea? Do you think that's beneficial for them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it benefits. So if you're listening to the rumor mill, the rumor is that Grupo Televisa is not happy that Concacaf sold the rights to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So Televisa streams a lot of the Mexico games, so they're going to lose the Gold Cup. They're going to lose the Nations League. America and Televisa are going through a rough time financially. So the rumor is that Conmebol is offering to, give Mexico a spot. I think it's going to be the first time that greed is going to help Mexico. I'm all for them leaving CONCACAF and going to Conmebol. It's going to help in Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana, Copa America, and the qualifiers. This next World Cup, if you pay attention, they're kind of saying that it's going to be 64 teams.
Yes.
Conmebol is going to have about 8 slots, if I heard correctly. That basically says 2 to 3 teams don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico's better than Venezuela and Bolivia right off the bat, no questions asked. And I think they're better than Peru and Chile. So I don't think if Mexico's scared to joining Conmebol because of the World Cup qualifiers, they're still going to make it regardless.
Yeah.
I'm all for them leaving. I think Mexico automatically slots in somewhere between 3 to 5. And those teams kind of fluctuate. I think it's just going to help the game for Mexican players just develop and grow. And it's only going to help teams strive for what we want, which is hopefully we see World Cup, victory, them lifting the World Cup in our lifetime.
Yeah. I see the greed the other way, though, where they're like, there's so much money to be made in CONCACAF. They've got all the games played in the U.S. and how much money that attracts every time. I could see them being like, nah, actually, we've got it pretty cush right here. It's easy going. We're making a lot of money. And that being said, personally, like you, the development of the national team and the players would be so much better with those opportunities in those different tournaments, like Oscar mentioned, Libertadores Sudamericana, and the qualifying. I would absolutely love to see. I think it would be really interesting and for the betterment of the team, which is what we want at the end of the day. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll see what ends up happening. Infantino's still like, are people going to back me? Are they not? So there's still a lot to happen over these next couple months, but I'm going to be very interested to see.
This is what I would say. If you win Copa Oro, I read it's about $4 million for the win. If you win Copa America, $16 million.
Sheesh.
So just right there, it's a big boost, winning now.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup showed that Mexico, the country of Mexico, is dying to host a huge game.
Agreed.
I mean, just think about hosting Copa America in Mexico.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, so I don't think, the U.S., having the games in the U.S. matters as much anymore because Mexico is literally just starving for huge games in Mexico. And they don't want to see Mexico, Trinidad, Tobago, and, and Toluca. Imagine Mexico against Brazil and Toluca.
That would be...
Or anywhere.
That would sell seats.
Yeah.
Easy.
So just go for it.
Yeah.
Right now's the time.
Yeah. And that's really the other frustrating part. So like you said, they're starving to have games played in Mexico and you're having all these friendly games in the U.S. It makes no sense to me, especially after the incredible hosting job they did for the World Cup and they show that the fans will come out and support. They need to take advantage of that
to show.
Exactly. It's so frustrating.
The other thing that I've been hearing people talk is like, well, what about the U.S.? Who cares about the U.S.? Just you go to Conmebol, and if the U.S. wants to stay behind, let them stay behind. It's not your problem. The U.S. is going to do what's best for the U.S., and Mexico needs to start thinking, I'm the powerhouse. If you want to be near me, you come to me.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, it'll just feel awkward though. It's like it reminds me of all like we're talking college football now, like the Pac-10 and how it's changing the player. You saw these teams like Stanford is now in the ACC, which is an East Coast conference. You've got Oregon, which is now in the Big 10, Big 12, whatever it is, and playing all over the Midwest. It won't feel the same, but I mean,
yeah, we've seen it before with Australia already. They left
true.
their nice cushion of Oceania. They left. They would have qualified for every World Cup, but they said if we're gonna grow as a side, we have to go play. And now they're still qualifying for every World Cup. But the quality of the players and the national team stuff like that, and, I invest.
Yeah, you've seen a couple players actually make some big jumps this summer after the World Cup, which is really cool to see. Crack this bad boy. I've been waiting for a bit, but we're in a good group chatting. There we go. Thank you, sir. I don't know if I showed you these before, but I just want to show the people at home too. I got these really cool cards from Panini. Unfortunately, the quality isn't as good as I thought they'd be, but from the World Cup, some really special moments. We got Ochoa's final game, his retirement game, them celebrating on the field, so them celebrating, and then Gilberto Mora's first start in a World Cup, the youngest Mexico player ever to do it. So if you happen to have any connections to Don Memo or El Gil, let me know because I'm trying to get these cards signed. Yeah. So, come on now. So, Oscar, to end this episode, we got to finally do it. We are down to the final 5 teams of this Premier League journey. August 21st is when it starts. Today is August 13th. And so it's coming up. So we've got, once this is decided, we've got to put in that order for a jersey to make sure it gets here by the time. Soccer.com. Your brother and I have been sharing an account for the last 15 years, I think, for it.
Don't say it out there because, with all the streaming.
Oh, that's true. I mean, cut it out. So we've got La Bolsita here, the final 5 teams. I'm going to let Oscar do the honor for the final 5.
Just so you guys remember, the final 5. Bournemouth, Leeds United, which is co-owned by our favorite football team, San Francisco. We got Man City, Nottingham Forest, and the one and only Tottenham Hotspur. We're not Tottenham fans. At least I'm not. Actually, maybe.
Potentially. We'll see after today.
First one eliminated. You're going to lose faithful sports fans. First one will be Nottingham Forest.
Oh, shout out to Oscar. Another shout out to Oscar's boy that he met at the World Cup.
Mexico City, we swapped the Nottingham Forest jersey for Nato jersey, so I'll be rooting myself for Nottingham this year. Second team out will be the one and only.
I'm nervous.
Leeds United.
Oh, they were down.
Leeds, you're gone. We'll still root for the Niners. Shout out to Farag, finally leading 49.
Their Leeds is actually coming to the Bay as well next week.
Their team gone.
I
don't want to see you.
They have some sick jerseys. I was looking. Who is it?
Next team out. Bournemouth. Bournemouth, you're gone.
So it's down to 2. It's down to 2.
It's either Man City or Tottenham. You're either a winner and you're fighting for a championship, or it's gonna be, the opening on the soccer field. Last team eliminated will be.
There's no hope. I'm so nervous. What is it?
Oh my God.
No.
Final team eliminated. Manchester. You're gone. And it has to be Tottenham or else we managed to trade a team. My team.
There's no way.
Is for life. Tottenham.
We're a Hotspurs, baby. We're a Hotspurs.
Well, we have a lot of friends that are Arsenal fans, so
it's going to be a long time.
Maybe they went with you. Faithful fans, I've seen one.
Can't even give us
See, one trophy. It was maybe like an Audi Cup. You know,
They won Europa.
Oh, that's true. They won Europa.
And they
Hey,
made a Champions League finals.
come on,
I
you
think.
Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
You're gonna hear that a lot on the pod.
Oh man.
Right, we're not trying to laugh at Tottenham.
No, we're not.
It's just we spoke it into existence.
We really did. We had been joking about this for the longest time. Oh, you're going to end up with Tottenham. Because again, the Machi curse. I've always had bad luck when it comes to betting or talking about games. And so we're like, what's the one team that would really fit the vibe? And it's Tottenham, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that being said, we're like, it's never going to happen. There's so many teams. Eventually it's going to go out. And each week that we did it, it just got closer and closer.
I think Machi is what Tottenham needs to break the curse. I said it. It's my team to keep an eye out for this season. I think they can win it. Machi, bad luck with Tottenham's bad luck. The curse is broken.
A negative times a negative.
Yeah, you
makes a positive.
Yeah.
So we're going.
This is the equivalent of what was it? Someone taking what was it, a pig to the Cup Stadium, to Wrigley, to break the curse. I forget. It was one of those curses got broken a couple years ago, but you know, maybe we just broke the Tottenham curse. So Tottenham, if you want to send my boy a jersey,
I would absolutely love it. They have, and I mean, again,
beautiful stadium.
The jerseys, their third jersey, they've got this purple one that I think I might be going for. Nice.
I believe, oh God, what was the color? I saw one of the videos where they posted that jersey, and it's a specific color that they name. I want to say it was like lilac something. That's like the Tottenham color. Mm-hmm. So I think you look good in a Tottenham jersey.
My Hotspurs fans, send me some jersey recs. I already know I got my boy Gareth Bale, Son, Kane, Mora. There's some great players.
Giovanni Dos Santos. You might be able to find a Giovanni Dos Santos throwback.
Luka Modric jersey.
Sick. Hey, we're gonna have to do some.
If anybody has shopping, we will. If anybody has any connections or like can send me more players or can provide more history on Tottenham,
give us the best, the most historic Tottenham wins. I used to love playing in FIFA in White Hart Lane. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite stadiums. So, you know, I've always not liked Tottenham, but always in the back of your mind, you know?
Soft spot.
Yeah, a little soft spot. There you go, a little soft spot.
Fair enough.
So now the pod, I'll say it, La Cantina del Diez, I'll be rooting for Tottenham, you know, from afar. But you got the number one most faithful man in the Bay Area.
I can't wait.
This is the most faithful fan. The Athletics, the Oakland Athletics, they haven't won anything in our lifetime. My man still wears his jersey, and the team doesn't even have a city they play in.
We are the Oakland, Sacramento, Vegas A's, but technically uninhabited without a stadium, like Oscar said. But I'm pumped to support the Hotspurs and start really watching it, really getting into it. So
hey, we'll see that North London derby. I think they're going to beat Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal's going to do that well this year. I think Tottenham does better than Arsenal this year.
All these Arsenal fans are really, really feeling themselves after that. I didn't really care, but now I hate it.
Now it's personal.
It is personal now.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say it. Arsenal fans like to run their mouths like if they've been Real Madrid or Barcelona the last 30 years, you know, they haven't done that much better than Tottenham trophy-wise. They won one FA Cup and one Premier League, and they spent over $1 billion. That might be the most overrated franchise in sports.
I saw a video the other day. Someone was going around asking Arsenal fans about Vinny's decision to not come.
God, I saw that.
He was just too scared to play in a team with too much history.
I got a better one. I saw one of those guys that, they get a guy from every team and they do it with Carragher. And they asked him about Vinny going to Madrid, and he goes, he chose the comfort of Madrid. He could have cemented his legacy. It's like, legacy? If he wins in Madrid, his legacy is going to be huge compared to Arsenal. You know?
100%.
Arsenal fans are delusional. I'll say it, they're delusional.
Fight me. All of you. And I was coming.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Someone else actually in one of our YouTube videos.
Jocelyn.
That's right. The family Jocelyn we were talking about. She listens to the pod. Yeah. And she's like, come on, Hotspur. And and it happened. So send me some recs also, fam. But man, what a way to end the pod. That was a good one. Sheesh.
Hey, Don't be surprised if Tottenham makes it far. I'm an Atlas fan. My uncle told me my kids were never going to see a championship, and I saw them go back to back. So if Atlas can win with the smallest budget, Tottenham has money. They got a stadium. They're in London. Don't be surprised if they make noise this year.
When are we planning our London, Nottingham Forest trip as well?
We'll check the schedule. We might have to put that on the calendar.
I think we have to now.
Shout out to credit cards. might have to add a
a couple extra.
Yeah.
We'll put on the company card. We'll say that.
Yeah.
La Cantina card.
Yeah, I'll try to get one.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. All my Tottenham Spurs fans, get in the chat.
Yeah.
And join us for the next one.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Cheers.